Hello, hello. Welcome to Enriched Lives, where you're worthy, you're blessed, and you are a creator. That's right. You're worthy, you're blessed, and you are a creator. Welcome to Enriched Lives. I'm Brother Charles, your host, and it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Again, I said without any hesitancy, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And by the way, my friend, by the way, if this is your special day upon the planet, let me be the first to say happy birthday to you. That's right. If this is your special day, happy birthday to you. Again, welcome to Enriched Life, where this program is about you. It's not about anything or anybody else. It's about you. It's about you becoming a better person. It's about you doing the things that are going to be pleasing for you, about you being happy. That's what it's all about. It's about you. And again, welcome to Enriched Life. We have beautiful discussions, fantastic discussions, and we talk about things that we're all familiar with, that we all have in common. So today we have another fantastic topic that we're going to be discussing. And of course, we like to always build our discussions on biblical principles, and today is no exception. The books that we will be using will be 1 Samuel 3rd chapter 5 through 8 and Luke 8 chapter 46 through 48. Our topic for discussion for today will be perception. Perception. How do you perceive things? Perception is really seeing things as they really are, not how as you think they should be, but as they really are. So how do you perceive things? It tells a great deal about your educational background, about your knowledge, about your information about a given topic. But when you perceive something, you see it as it really is, not as you think it should be. So today we're going to be talking about perception. Of course, in those scriptures that we gave you, one is in the Old Testament and others in the New Testament. And this was the fact that the calling of Samuel as a little boy. If you have a chance to read that story as to how Samuel's mother promised to give him back to the Lord, and she did. She gave him back if she could bear a son. And of course, that request was granted by the Lord. Now, what was so intriguing about that was that Samuel's there with Eli the priest, and he's staying there. So there's a call. The Lord called Samuel that night, and Samuel gets up and goes. Eli says, "Here I am." And Eli says, "I didn't call you." He said, he goes, and then he calls me again, Samuel. He says, "Here I am." He says, "I didn't call you." But Eli perceives. He says, "No." He said, "If you hear the voice again," he said, "Here I am. Here's your servant is ready to, I'm here." So Eli tells him what to do. And the Lord calls him again. He speaks. Your servant hears. So he's there, but Eli perceived that the Lord was calling him. See, that's the difference. That he understood what was actually transpiring. When you perceive something, you see it as it is, as what is actually transpiring. So Eli perceived that the Lord was calling Samuel. So he told him what to do. It's very interesting about perception. Perception, and over in Luke, we have the topic. The discussion came up with the disciples of Jesus, and they began to question who's going to be the greatest in the kingdom. And Jesus perceived what they were talking about, and he called a little child, told him about the greatest one in the kingdom would be like a little child. Those that would be willing to serve would be the greatest in his kingdom. So we're talking about perception. How do you perceive things? How do you see things? Most times we're not aware of the fact that we do have perception. You're a human being, you have perception. So nobody told me that. Well, you do. You probably have experienced and realized what you were experiencing. I'm sure you have. I know I've been in situations where nobody told me that I wasn't wanted there. Nobody said anything to me, but I could feel it. I knew exactly that I was not welcome in that particular environment. So it's called perception. It's called perception. Have you not been around situations with people, and you just didn't understand, but you understood exactly what's going on. You just perceived that they didn't care too much about you. It's called perception. See, you can pick up on the vibes around certain situations. You can pick up on vibes like that. Mothers especially have a tendency to tell their children, say, "Listen, stay away around those kids. Stay away around those children." They perceive that they are not going to be good for them, and that they will get in trouble if they hang around those type of people. So this is coming out of the field of perception. You and I have the mental faculties, and we have perception, but the question is, are we utilizing our perception? See, if you utilize your perception, you can avoid a lot of headaches, heartaches, and pains. Perception is very interesting that we have the ability to utilize our perception. You can perceive whether or not you are welcome in a place. You can perceive whether or not you're welcome in an organization. You can perceive whether or not you're even welcome in certain churches. It's just that perception is right there. People don't have to say anything, but you can pick up on the fact that you're not welcome there. See, so you can avoid a whole lot of heartaches and pain by understand by being led by your perception and not by your sight, what you're looking at your physical eyes. There's a scripture that says we walk by faith, not by sight. See, we're not going by what we see. We're going by what we believe. Faith. We walk by faith, not by sight. Perception is right there. Mothers have told the children to stay away from around certain type of people, else they were going to get in trouble. And you and I have been in situations where we did not really understand it, but we perceived that it wasn't good for us. So when you begin to understand the ability to perceive things and you utilize that, you can avoid a lot of heartaches and pain. There have been young ladies that would get involved in relationships and something within them told their perception saying, listen, you don't want to get caught up in this relationship. Yeah, but he's such a handsome guy. He's a tall, good-looking person, all this stuff. And they ignored their perception. And he ended up having their little hearts broken through a lot of hurt and pain. See, when you perceive something, pay attention to it because your perception is showing you exactly what you're about to get into, what's going to transpire. So you and I have the ability to utilize our perception. So when you perceive, you understand. You're seeing it as it is, not how you think it should be. So let's look at the fact that we have the ability to utilize our perception in all areas of life. You can perceive a thing. The Apostle Paul, over in Acts, he perceived that there was a facet of people that were for the resurrection, and there were some that were against it. So he played on this particular facet. Peter and the disciples, when Peter was standing, they were speaking boldly about the resurrection and how Jesus had come back, and they were speaking boldly about it. And it says over in Acts that when the people perceived that these were unlearned, they were uneducated, but yet still they were speaking with authority. See, when you perceive something, you see it exactly as it is, not how you think it should be. So they understood that these people were unlearned, but yet still they were speaking with such great authority. So they perceived, and when you perceive a situation, you see it as it is, not how you think it should be. Over in the books of Luke, whereas we built that scripture, whereas Jesus is being thrown by a lot of people, and this lady, she touches him. And Jesus says, I perceive that virtue has gone out of me. And the disciples, what do you mean? People touch you all over, all around you and everything. He says, but I perceive that virtue had gone up. It wasn't an ordinary touch, my friend. It was a touch of faith. There's a difference between a touch of faith and an ordinary touch. So when you perceive something, you see it as it is. I think the Apostle Paul, when he perceived that a young man had the faith to be healed, he understood. He perceived. When you perceive something, you see it as it is. He saw his faith. So when you and I understand how powerful it is to utilize our perception. See, it's part of the mental faculties that you have. You're a human being. You have the ability to perceive. Whether or not you use that or not, it's up to you. But you do have it. It came with the package. When you came upon the planet, you had the ability to perceive. Perception, it was given to you. You were created in the image of God. You have that. See, don't let anybody tell you that you don't have. You do. See, it's an inside deal. It's an inside trait. When you begin to listen to what's going on inside instead of what's going on outside, then you begin to see things as they really are. See, so you and I have the ability to perceive things as they are, not how we think they are. You have the ability to know that this is not the organization that I want to be a part of. It looks good on the outside, but there's just something about it that I'm perceiving that it's not coming to the forefront. So I'm not going to become a part of it because what I'm bagging up from this perception of the idea. There were individuals that have been destroyed and have gotten into organizations that were cults, and they didn't follow their. I'm not saying that they did or not, but you can be brainwashed and thinking that you're getting something that's good and it can be bad for you. Listen to your perception, my friend. It can avoid you a lot of heartaches and pain. So, with the new year coming up, with the new year coming up, 2020, say I'm going to pay more attention to my perception than I did last year. I'm going to be a victorious person. I perceive that you're going to have good things happen to you. I perceive that you are going to be a blessing to someone else because you have the ability to utilize your perception. Why did you give that person that gift? I perceive that you wanted something. See, nobody told you to go buy that house and do something for that person, but you perceived it. This is what we call perception. Perception, see. You're not walking by sight. You're walking by faith. When you pay attention to what's going on inside, I didn't know I was going to be a blessing like that, but you did it. Why? Because you perceived that it was something. See, we're led from within, not without. So when you get this down pat, my friend, you will avoid a lot of heartaches and pains and everything else when you walk by your perception and not by your physical sight. Perception. Let us walk in perception. Let us see things as they really are. Until next time, my friend, until next time, may you be blessed upon this planet. May love, joy, and peace and happiness forever be in your presence and never leave you wherever you go, and that you will be a light in the midst of darkness. And others will come and say, what? There's something about you. There's something about you. And they will see that you are somebody. Why? Because you walk by your perception. You're not going by what somebody say or physical sight. Until next time, may the good Lord bless you, and may you continue to be the best person that you can be. Thank you very much.